Although touted as one of the most liquid subsectors with portfolios hovering in excess of R1 trillion, the pension sector has so far plowed in negligible dividends to most of its contributors. To reverse this reality, the Federation of Uganda Employers has added its voice to that of workers in calling for full employee representation on all retirement benefit schemes.
Yes, we would like the terminal benefit sector to be liberalized, but that liberalization should be done gradually. Secondly, much as we want the liberalization, we still feel NSSF should be left intact. It should not be dismantled, and possibly a little percentage of what is contributed, maybe 5%, should be retained with NSSF as a mandatory contribution to safeguard part of the savings of the workers. Because just like in other developed countries, we've heard of schemes which have gone bust. So we wouldn't like to entrust all the savings of the workers to just the private schemes, because you may never know what really happens. So that's why we are saying that much as we are supporting the liberalization, but still there should be a minimum mandatory percentage that should be left with NSSF. And of course, the representation on the boards of these schemes should take into consideration the stakeholders. Employers, workers should be adequately represented.
The Federation also warned against the decision to rush the proposed social health insurance scheme intended for the whole country, noting that the proposal should be debated further.
Now, the second policy issue we are following is the social health insurance, which the Minister of Health and other stakeholders have been discussing for the last 10 years. Now, the bill is almost reaching the Parliament, and following the intensive discussions and consultations we have had, we are a bit happy with the developments which have come up, because there are now going to be 3 schemes: a scheme for the public sector, a scheme for the private sector, and a scheme for the informal sector. However, there are still some issues which have not been agreed upon, most especially the contribution of 80%, where employers will be required to pay 4% and employees 4%, where we feel adding that to the 15% which is already being contributed would really add another extra burden on the payroll.
Even though Uganda's social security sector has posted progress over the last 10 years, observers assert that the sector is yet to play the expected leadership role in driving long-term investments to guarantee better return to contributors. Emmanuel Njichi, NTV Business.